Welcome to Real Truth and Power Live. We're about to get it in today. I got a phenomenal guest by the name of Miss Sarah Wallace. She's going to be talking to us about some assistance we can get during the coronavirus shutdown. We're all shut down, especially if you're in Maryland. And we're going to also be talking about how we can help you as an entrepreneur with business plans, sales, social media, marketing, things of that nature. So come on into the building, please. While you're there, please hit that share button. So blessed. We're going to give you some information on where you can get some food. If you're struggling right now, they're giving free food out at certain places. So we are very excited. Come on into the building. We're about to start. Come on in, hit that like and that share button. All right, let's get this started. Welcome to the Real Truth and Power podcast, where we provide health, wealth, and knowledge yourself. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this information out to the people. I have a phenomenal interview with a strong, powerful sister. She's going to be talking about some assistance we can get during this coronavirus time, and also talk about her business and so forth. So we really want to get my sister in and have a very important conversation. Shout out to Nadine Day. And let's get this in. Peace to my brother Brian Hill. I appreciate you for tuning in. Check out this interview. Let me bring in my guest right now. All right, I got my guest, Miss Sarah Wallace. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the Real Truth and Power Live podcast. Before we start, just educate the people, give them a brief bio about yourself.
Hi, my name is Sarah Wallace. I'm the founder and principal consultant of Vision to Life, which is a consulting firm. And I am here doing this video today with my daughter, Eden.
Yes.
Of Eden's Garden.
Yeah.
Due to quarantining, our kids are a lot closer than they usually are. So she wanted to be in the video, so I said, sure, why not?
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's awesome. So first of all, talking about that virus, how are you and your family doing right now? You know, are you guys struggling? You adjusting? I see you got baby girl there. How are you making it through these unprecedented times?
We're adjusting. Thankfully, I have some contracts with some nonprofit agencies, and as of right now, we can still continue our work virtually. It's always good whenever you go through different things that have multiple streams of income. So to make sure, that if you have, just one main stream and something happens, you can always fall back with another stream in case something happens, which is what I'm doing. I do property management for some people.
Okay.
I do usually person-to-person meetings quite a bit. But since we've been here, and we've been quarantined, everything's moved to virtual. So, yep, that's what I'm doing.
Now, I got a question for you because I know you do a lot and we're going to get it in. But I wanted to talk about some resources since we're talking about the virus. What are some resources that people can get as far as like food if they're struggling with food and stuff like that?
Okay, so if you have food issues or if you are in need of food, almost it's quite a few churches if you're in Baltimore County that are doing weekly food giveaways due to the virus. Instead of them having you walk in and go to the pantry, what they're doing instead is they're having drive-ups. So one church that kept us free, they had a food drive-up pantry giveaway today. They're going to have another one tomorrow from 9 to 12. Also, if you're a Baltimore County resident and you have children in school, what they're doing is every day from 11 to 1, they have, I think, 46 or 47 sites. And what you do
Wow. I didn't know it was that many. You saying like over 40 sites so they can get food?
across the county. So what you do is you take your kids and you drive up in person, and they will give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the day. And it's all in one pack that you drive up and you get.
So it's
And
like a drive-by.
yep, it's like a
Okay.
drive by. You pull up, they count your kids. They say you got two. We got 2 packs. You say thank you. They give them right to you through the window.
Wow, that's some important information for the people to have. Um, let's talk a little bit about businesses like myself, small businesses that are struggling because I'm taking a big hit with loss of businesses. What are some things that we can get into? I understand it's like loans and maybe grants or something that they can get.
Some different things that you can do is you can go on to coronavirus.maryland.gov, and what you do is you log in there. And what they do is they have an emergency grant for small business owners and sole props. They have grants for small businesses if they lost money. One is for 10,000, and one is up to 50,000. And then what you do is you apply for those, even if you're a sole prop instead of LLC. They still apply. And it's open right now, especially if your business has been directly impacted from the coronavirus.
Now, go into that a little bit about, because you mentioned a lot there, loans and grants. Like, if I'm a business owner, what's the difference between a loan and the grant? Break that down for me.
The difference in between the loan and the grant is that if you have an emergency loan, it's going to work the same way as a car loan. Eventually, you're going to have to pay that back. I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
You good?
I'm doing a live video. I'm doing a live record. I need y'all to chill out and be quiet, okay? Thank you. Eden, I need you to be quiet. Thank you. That's the reason I came outside. Okay, so what you're doing is if you have a loan or a grant, what you can do is you can log on. You still have to pay that back. So once everything's over, like if you're delaying your mortgage payments or your rentals right now, you still have to pay those back at some point. If you have a grant and it's from 10 to 50,000, you eventually don't have to pay those back. So
the grants, like we don't have to pay them back. Is there a hard process to get those grants?
Nope, you go right online. You go right on, I believe it's Business Express, Maryland Business Express.
Okay.
You put that in, and it's a very simple process. You say exactly how much money you've lost. You have to provide proof that you've lost those contracts. It's a basic grant request that you fill out for you to get those grant monies.
Wow.
And they're everybody to log in and to take care of those. Excuse me.
Now, I wanted you on because you're very knowledgeable about all of these things. I wanted you to talk a little bit about your business and what you're doing there as far as your business.
Okay. So what I do with my business is I do consulting services. So what I do is I help different people figure out their strategic plans for their business, how they want to move forward, their marketing strategies, who their customers are, how to be happy, pretty much how to figure out what their market is. I apologize. And how to move forward with their business. So if you need help figuring out your business plan, if you need help with your advertising and all of that stuff, usually I help out with those.
Now, that's great that you said that because on Real Truth and Power Live, we push for entrepreneurship, especially in the Black community. So if I'm an inspiring entrepreneur, I get this business idea, they can contact you and you can help them with a business plan, creating a marketing plan and things of that nature.
Yes, I can also help them out with their flyers, their graphics, if they need help with their content development. I help them also write those grants and figure out what their content is to make sure that they're appealing to the right audience.
Now, how did you get involved in just your passion for starting out people with, helping people start their business?
I got involved with helping people start their business because I wound up doing community work in Baltimore City.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started doing community work, I was initially an admin assistant. And I found a lot of resources for those people. Like we wound up doing block parties, we did different program development and things like that. And then from that, what we did, we moved on to starting events, doing different things around the city. So my son just checked in. He says hi.
Oh,
And
how you doing?
okay, Eden, back up just a little bit. And
Hello.
so what I did, believe it or not, is I took my kids with me back then. What I did is I took my son when he was 3 or 4 years old because community is always open to having kids with you. So stop, you two. And what I did is I made sure that my business revolved around them so that they would always be okay in the community. And community always welcomes kids. They always let kids come. And then what that wound up me doing is I always looked for jobs in the community circuit. And then what that turned into is people saying, hey, I need help with this project, Sarah. Can you help with this? Or I need help with this. Can you help? And I wound up being hired on as an operations manager or program manager instead of like just an assistant. And then from there, one of my friends asked me to come on to different community projects around Baltimore City. And when they came on to the different projects, what they did is they decided to hire me as a consultant because they said the level of work that you're doing is not the level of work that the average person does. That's what a community consultant does. And they started
Wow.
75 an hour. Would you be
Wow.
interested in that? And I said, sure. And so that's how I wound up becoming a consultant. From that one project, I wound up starting my own business.
Now, as you're helping out small businesses or people not even small, talk about for the people that's listening, because I'm always saying, man, we got to start businesses. It's important for the Black community. Talk a little bit about how you feel of the importance of business ownership in the Black community specifically.
I think it's very, very important for people to own their own businesses. I think to date, I've helped people in between 20 and 30 businesses. I've helped 20 and 30 people start their businesses. And it's always, even if you're just doing it, if you start off as a side hustle and you choose it to be your main thing, and then you choose to make it into a family or legacy business, it's always important just to make sure that you own something. Like that goes all the way back to our ancestors. Like they could not have their own land, they couldn't have their own houses. We had to go through a whole bunch of stuff just to be able to vote in this country. And part of the struggle that we had was because people took things of ownership from us. So it's always important to have your own business, just even if you don't always have everything together for it, just to say that you have something for your own so that you can market yourself. And if something happens, you know what to do in the event of. Thankfully, what my resources is being a connector, being a motivational speaker, and being a sports storyteller. So since I'm all three of those things, it took me to own up to who I was so that I could start that business and move forward with it.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Real Truth and Power Live podcast. I had Miss Sarah Wallace. We are really talking about entrepreneurship, how she assists businesses, and how she's aiding the community. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. We got very powerful information for you. And if you're on Facebook, hit the like and share. As I always do in the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Bam. I appreciate you. I know you got the kids, so I'm not going to hold you up, but you give me so much information. I got to ask you a little bit more. As you were giving us the details about how important it is for us to have Black businesses in the Black community. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit, because you were mentioning you being a public speaker. Talk a little bit about that.
Um, I kind of fell into that kind of accidentally, believe it or not. I wound up going into that because in my family, I am the third Sarah out of a generation, out of a direct matriarchal line of Sarahs. The first Sarah was born in the 1800s. Her name was Sarah Jane Clark. And because of that, and because I could trace my family history back then, I wound up being the person who harbored all the speakers, all the stories mostly in my family. And people who harbor the stories in their family, if you check on the African tradition, they're called griots. So what I started doing is I started speaking out about that experience, and then speaking out about being a single mom and what it's been like, just to grow up and go through adversity, and how you come to realize that what your true potential is and what your true greatness is. Because if you had asked me, geez, about 15 years ago, would I be a community advocate doing public speaking? And if I would have my own consulting business, I would have told you no. I would tell you that I want to be a chemist, because that's what I was in school for. I was in school for chemistry pre-med before I had my son. And having him and learning my family history really kind of changed my whole trajectory as far as my career path was concerned.
Now, you mentioned something that hopefully we can educate a lot of our young sisters on: being a single parent and having that workload. You're doing your own business. You're active in the community. How hard is that? Because I think that, number one, we don't give women enough credit for being on their own, and how hard it is to deal with kids. And you got your kids being very respectful, right now. Um, Talk to them a little bit about our family, a little bit, the people listening, about that, being a single mom.
Um, Believe it or not, just taking care of the community and taking care of each other, I feel like that's kind of our job as Black women. That's just kind of what we do. It's part of our village and part of our importance. It's important for us to make sure that we take care of each other the best way that we know how. Whether that's cooking a meal, whether that's making sure that our Black men have what they need, whether that's making sure our families and friends have what they need. As long as you know what your specialty is and you reach out in that specialty, that's perfect. One thing I'm really good at is finding answers for people. So if people need resources or answers to help with something, I'm the first person most people usually call for that, because they'll know I'll be the person to come through and figure it out for them. I'm real good at figuring stuff out, always have been. So that's how I use my knowledge to make sure that I'm always helping. So like if I know that like people are freaking out, like when the grocery stores started shutting down because people were going when the virus started, the first thing I did was start.
All right, I must have lost you there. Go ahead and finish up about this how it is to be a single Black parent.
And so pretty much that's what I do. I always give people my resources. As a single Black parent, I feel like I'm blessed and highly favored because I have a very, very strong village around me. I have my parents, my son's grandparents, that always step in, and I have godparents that step in and wind up doing a lot. And then my friends, I have specific other moms that are single moms, and what we do is we take turns watching each other's children to make sure that we can all just keep a peace of mind and that we can all still do activities and things together. And that's really what keeps my kids grounded and helps keep me grounded so that I can be most productive. And then having my own business also helps as well, because if I need to cancel something because I have an emergency, I can do that. And most of the time, I'm available to be able to make it to different functions and things that the kids have at their schools, or if they need me to take a day off. That's the best part about it.
Now, how can someone contact you if they're interested in starting their own business and they really want to get going, they're excited about it, and they need your help? Do you have a website, contact information?
I do. They can visit my website at www.visiontolife.net. They can hit me up via email at visiontolife, vision, T-O, the preposition life, 2017 at gmail.com. And I also have a Facebook and an Instagram that they can both hit me up on. Vision to Life is the Facebook, and Vision, the number 2, Life is on Instagram.
Now, before I let you go, you were working in a school system or something at one time?
I used to be a teacher's assistant.
I want to ask you before I let you go, there's so many issues going on in the school system. What do you think? What are some of the things that you think that name one major thing that you think that we need to change when it comes to dealing with the school system?
I think that we need to have more holistic healing practices in the school, have more yoga in the school in order to encourage the kids instead of taking their anger all the way up to 100 and lashing out. They need to figure out ways to channel that anger into more productive forms of energy. So if we have more holistic learning practices in the school, that would be able to help us to deal with our children a lot. And then if we also had wraparound services for each student. Most of the time, those wraparound services are only geared towards students if they have IEPs. So we just had those for every child that we can catch the child before they wind up getting into that system. I think that would be very helpful.
All right, man. I know your kids are restless. I want leave me out on one thing. Some strong advice for our inspiring entrepreneurs, because we want all these people to at least try to start a business. If you got any advice, what would that be for them?
My advice would be, regardless of what obstacles you have, regardless of what's in your way, always don't give up on it. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it even if people are doing things around you. Do it if you're getting interrupted. If people tell you that you can't, do it anyway. Once you get into the business world, it's going to be a bunch of people that you can fall back on. They're doing the same thing you're doing. They have the same struggle you're doing. Like, I really just did a whole interview with both of my kids in a
Right.
car, and to some it's funny, but like to real, it's strength because you have to make sure that you're available and that you get resources out. That's important to me, so I'm going to do it anyway. So regardless of what's holding you back, do it anyway. Push through. Can I tell
Well, I appreciate you. You have a blessed and beautiful family. They were very patient, and I just want to thank you again. And do me one more favor, drop your website one more time for me.
Sure. www.visiontolife.net.
Thank you so much, and you guys be blessed.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
See y'all later.
Hey, see you.
Wow. So that was Miss Sarah Wallace. She has a website, which is www.visiontolife.net. That's www.visiontolife.net. She also put us down, if you're in Maryland, hopefully you can see the link down below. If you're a business owner, you can get free grants because of the struggle if you can just prove loss of business, and you can get a business loan. So I'm definitely, personally myself as a business owner, I'm going to go on that website. And she was also talking about, and this is very important if you need to watch from the beginning, um, there's some places giving out free food. Free food, and that's very important in this time of need for people that are struggling, that lost work, maybe a pride situation, or if you know somebody that just needs a meal. They're giving drive-by free foods at some churches. I didn't get the link, but she's talking about it. So please, everybody, share this information because it's very important that we protect the community. This is valuable information for us in this tough times. We're on a lockdown. The virus is spreading, and a lot of people aren't working right now. And you're probably home, and you're worried about your next meal, or anything. So they are giving out free food. She mentioned that, but I just want to go into her helping out small businesses. And if you are listening, again, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're on a YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe as well. Real Truth and Power Live. I just want to talk a little bit about that because it's very important to start businesses. It's very important for our economic community to have businesses out there. Without businesses, you know, we can't hire. For example, I'm a black person. More likely, I'm going to hire people that's around me, and they're going to be black people. And then I'm going to have my business in the black community. And therefore, as a business owner, people should support me. And therefore, when people support me, I give back to the community. So it keeps that dollar circulating around in our community. That is very important for the black community. So we need to start getting a lot more black businesses. If you have an idea, give her a call. She can talk to you about it. If you just want to try something, she'll help you with your business plan, get you started, help you with promoting your business, help you learn how to market your business, and more importantly, come up with a business plan for your business. For all of those that know, I'm always trying a new business. I fail a lot, and a couple businesses do very well. I'm on my own right now. I was on my own when I was like in my early 30s, and I had to go back to work, and then I'm back and I'm thriving again. And I just tried different businesses. So, it's all right to get a lot of streams of income coming in. And like I said, she is very, very, very good at helping people with the word or the thing for the day, business plan. Want to make sure you guys see that. Um, and so we want to support her, and she wants to support you guys to get that information out. Again, if you are in Maryland, and please check for your state. I'm sure a lot of states are doing it. I got to give the Maryland governor a little bit of props, man. He is trying to be proactive doing this virus thing. You got to get props to win. You got to get props. And for small businesses, you also can file for unemployment. So that's something you can look at as well. But you may need a loan, like I have payroll. So you want to check that link below. That is gov status at egov.com/Maryland. And then that's hyphen coronavirus hyphen business. So please check out that website if you're a small business. If you're interested in starting a business, please give Miss Sarah a call, or you can contact us. And also, if you are a business, if you are a small business, of course, we do a lot of promoting for small businesses. We promote, that's exactly what we try to do here. Give us a call, email us at realtruthandpower@gmail.com. That's realtruthandpower@gmail.com. We are always promoting businesses and pushing that word out. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got some upcoming shows coming up. Hopefully, I've been trying to work this out. I'm trying to get my brother Garfield from the Dagger Squad. And if you know Brother Garfield, you know he has a lot of knowledge to give. But I definitely want to talk to him on his business of doing credit repair. He's supposed to be one of the best when it comes to fixing credit. And you can't do anything without good credit. And we all get in a bond. And I'm sure a lot of us are going to be in some tough times right now where we got to put some bills off and stuff. It might mess up your credit. But I want to talk to Brother Garfield about that, especially for our young brothers and sisters trying to buy a house, trying to get a business, trying to flip houses. Whatever you're trying to do, you need good credit. So hopefully we can get my brother Garfield on here from the Dagger Squad. And if we can look him up on YouTube, I believe it's Dagger Squad. You can search Garfield Dagger Squad. He just put a nice video talking about and promoting his business. So definitely we want to check him out. And he also has a book coming out, and he's doing some phenomenal things in the conscious community. So hopefully we can make that happen. But we still got a lot of shows coming up. I just wanted to put that pressure on him to come on. And man, I want to say thank you guys again for tuning in. Doing very well with the show, and we're just going to keep pumping up the information. Again, check out that link, and if you tuned in late, rewind the podcast and get that information out to anybody you know that may need some free food or something like that. And once again, another very informative show. This one is quick. We've been going hard with like 2-hour shows, man. So we've really been putting out that information. So I just wanted to hit y'all with something real quick. And again, I just want to promote my sister, Miss Wallace, and her website, I believe, was www. Let me see if I can find it here. I might have lost that. But Vision to Life, www.vision to life. That's what it is, I believe. So thank you guys for tuning in. We out. Check me out. Hey, we got some crazy shows coming up about this virus and how it started and everything like that. So Stay tuned. We out of here. Hotep. Again, please hit that like and that share. Get this information out. They offering free food for people. Free meals. Just drive and pick it up. You don't got to make contact with anybody. It's very important. Get that information out. Also hit that link below. If you're a small business, you can get free loans and you can get a grant where you don't even got to pay that thing back. All you got to do is show loss of business. So, hey, we got to get this information out to our people. Also, if you are trying to start your own business, it's very important that you, give Miss Sarah Wallace a call, www.visiontolife.net. Another informative show. We out of here.